My dear friend Luise Heinzl recently posted a video with an experiment in making cards because she said that it always looks like card makers can make cards so easily, and she wanted to see if it really is that easy. And at the end of the video, she said she wanted feedback from us viewers if we follow her techniques that she's showing in the video where she's making these cards are as easy to follow as it looks. I really like this topic because I also get feedback under my video saying you make it look so easy. And I don't consider that a compliment, to be honest, because making it look easy and then maybe you're struggling is not what I'm here for or what Luise is here for. We want to inspire you, but of course we want to show things that are doable for you. So making it look easy when it's not is definitely not our goal. So in today's video, I want to follow Luise's technique. I will not do exactly what Luise did, but I will use her techniques. I will follow her steps. And my second goal is to not only use Tim Holtz products. As a matter of fact, I aim to use as little Tim Holtz products as I can, even though I love Tim Holtz products and I have plenty of them. And I know there are some of you that do not watch Luise's videos or Tim Holtz live videos because you do not have the products. It doesn't matter. And I want to once again say that it's still worth watching those videos because you can get so much inspiration. Even if you don't have the products, you will learn about techniques and you will get so much inspiration from these videos using what you have. You just have to experiment. Of course, not all products you have are going to work the same as what you see in the videos, but experiment with your own products and just get inspiration. So those are the two goals for this video. So Luise used some Tim Holtz cardstock, which I don't have. I have and love this one here. I find this one at my local craft shop. It's by Claire Fontaine and it's 250 GSM or 115 pounds. It is called Mixed Media Cardstock and I currently have these colors here. For some reason, this blue one is a lot more expensive than these. I don't know why. For today's cards, I'm going to use this beige one just because I think that the stamped image will come out best on this beige cardstock. I'm going to be making 2 cards and I'm actually going to cut this down just a little bit, maybe 1/4 of an inch or so that I can then use another one to back this with that will be a little bit bigger. These are not quite even, so I will cut a little bit more off on the shorter side because I do want these to be even. By the way, Luise does not know I'm doing this video, so she will be just as surprised as you are. So next, Luise used a stencil. I'm going to use this one here. It's one of my favorites. It's by Dilutions, Diane Reevely and Ranger. And it's called Coins Large DYS 78012. I don't like getting my hands full of permanent ink or distress oxide, so I'm wearing gloves. So the first thing that Luise does is she takes her stencil and she uses a permanent ink like archival ink. I have this one in coffee that I actually never use, so that's great to finally use this. I hope it hasn't completely dried out. And we're going to add some of this onto the stencil, just like Luise did. This is the first time I ever tried this technique. So Luise mentioned that the important thing is to use permanent ink because we don't want this to smear when we later use the distress oxide. So let's place this, and then I think I will use some tape so that my stencil doesn't move because I know myself. We don't want this to move. So let's see if this process is actually as easy as Luise makes it look. I hope it is. So I have this large blending brush that I also actually never use. So I'm happy to use things I usually wouldn't use. And now we're just going to go over the ink. Oh no, it's moving. See, I should have probably also taped down my cardstock. We don't want this to move. Oh no, did I already ruin this? You know what? I'm just going to turn this around. Yeah, because it's already ruined. Look at that. This is not what we want. So let's use the other side. Since we're going to back it anyway, that's okay. I need one of these grip things that Tim uses in his videos, I think. But the thing is, how do we make sure this doesn't move if I can't tape it down? Because if I tape the actual cardstock down, I won't have any ink there. I'll just do this and try not to move it. Okay, let's try this again and maybe hold on to the cardstock. Okay, Luise, I can already tell you this is not as easy as it looked when you were doing it, because mine is moving and I didn't see yours move. How come yours didn't move? Is it just me? Okay, and this tape is not holding the glass at all. Oh no, it moved again. No, no, no. I hope that didn't cause too much damage. Oh no, 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 no. Okay, this is starting off as a struggle, I have to say. Hopefully this will get better. Okay, there's no damage. Oh, this is actually quite nice. Look at this. I love that. So the next step would be to stamp through the stencil. Luise has a bigger piece of cardstock where she makes 4 cards. As I mentioned, I'm only making 2 cards. But I'm thinking before I do this next step, I am actually going to cut these apart, even though Luise didn't, because I want to use just a regular scripty stamp. This is a no-name stamp I've had forever, haven't used in forever. And I'm thinking of making 1 card horizontally and 1 card vertically. Luise also made 2 vertically and 2 horizontally. And I think the script needs to be horizontal on one and vertical on the other. Otherwise, I don't think I'm going to like this. So I just quickly measured where the middle is. Oh, but can I still line this up? How is this now? Oh no, that's not working. Oh, I'm at a complete loss at the moment. Why does this not line up at all? What the heck? Ah, it was this way. Okay, we got it. Okay, so 1 we want horizontally. So we take a piece of paper because we do not want first generation stamping. So this time I'm taking my black archival ink, again, permanent ink. Okay, I'm going to ink up my stamp. We'll stamp it once here. And then going to make sure that it's horizontal, and I'm just going to stamp over these holes. Okay, this is not really working. Why? Is it drawing too fast? Ah, that's better. Okay. I think every technique takes a little bit of practice. Maybe doing a card with new techniques is a bit ambitious. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's better to first try the techniques on like random paper before you actually want to make a card with it, because if you mess up your card, you're going to be sad. At least I'm going to be sad. Okay, oops, nope, there's one part here. So I've stamped this one. Am I loving it? No. But Luise also was not loving it at this stage. So we just need to keep going. And there we go. We do not give up. That's the important thing. We don't throw this out the window because we don't like it at this stage. We're just going to have faith that in the end, we're going to think it's beautiful. So now I have to remember to stamp this way, because this is going to be my vertical card. Yes. It's very hard to tell where it's upside down. Of course, when you have such a small stamp, I would really like to have this right side up. When you have such a small stamp, it takes... Oh no, did I? I didn't stamp it here. Look, this is completely black. Oh well. We'll just go with it. What was I saying? Yeah, it's more effort to work with a small stamp like this, I think. And if you have a big one, I don't know. Okay, what does this look like? It's all right. So we have one in each direction. So next comes the stage that I am most, I wouldn't say worried, but curious about whether this is going to work. So Luise took a large floral stamp and stamped it in the middle of her 4 cards. If I haven't mentioned it, obviously I'm linking Luise's video below. And then all 4 cards had a part of that floral stamp. I'm going to stamp these cards individually because I want that to really be the focal point. And I'm going to use my beautiful Egyptian dragonfly stamp. Love this one so much. So this is where things can really go wrong. So Luise took some Distress Oxide sprays. I am taking Distress Oxide sprays as well because this is what I have. Obviously, you can try other sprays if you have them. So the colors I chose are Uncharted Mariner, Ground Espresso, and I'll add a touch of Tarnished Brass. I am not sure how much liquid I need, and I'm kind of worried about having too much. You know what I mean? Because I'm afraid that it will, you know, the image won't come out well. I also don't know how many times to put it in here, but I'm going to first try it on this because I'm a chicken. Luise, ooh. I like it. Look at that. Love that mixture of the colors. Okay, we're just gonna go for it. Luise used her... Now, of course, did I now mess it up? I don't know. Maybe they're mixed too much now. I don't know. Oh dear, I hope this is going to work. And I just hope the full image is going to stamp. Because with a stamp like this, using it as a focal point, obviously you want the full image. What I wanted to say was Luise used a stamping platform so that she could double stamp it. I'm just not going to do that. I do have a stamping platform, but I want to try if it works without one. Because I think not everyone has a stamping platform. Oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. Love that. Let's try to make that work one more time. Now the question is, do I add more? Kind of want to add more, and I'm kind of afraid to add more. Let's just do this. I don't think it would work as well with a very detailed stamp. Although having said that, I think Luise's stamp was very detailed. But Luise was not really using it as a focal point. I mean, yeah, no, she wasn't, because her focal point was the sentiment. But I want this to be the focal point. Can we replicate our success? Let's see. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, this wing is not perfect, but I think that's still fine. I adore this stamp so much. Okay, let's take a breath. So I really think this was the trickiest part. So I'm very happy with that. Okay, I'm just cleaning this with a baby wipe. And then, of course, we still have this yumminess here. So Luise used a brush to add some splatters to the card. This is quite dry, so I think we need to add some water. Working well. So I'm going to dry these off camera. Next, Luise added some gold embossing using the same stamp that she used for this technique. I'm going to try something else. I'm going to try these stamps here. So these are round stitches. I wish I could tell you where they're from. I've had them for many, many years. I don't have the packaging. I don't remember where they're from. I'm so sorry. And instead of gold embossing powder, which usually is totally my jam, I think the gold would be too dominant next to these dragonflies. And since I want these to really be the focal point, I would rather use one of these or maybe a combination of these. So this is Distress Embossing Glaze, Speckled Egg, and Fossilized Amber. This is my absolute favorite color combination. These, of course, are very translucent, so I think that might be a good choice. Let me start off with the Fossilized Amber, because I know it's lighter and I know this definitely won't be too dominant. So let's try maybe the small circle. I like the continuation of the circle theme that we already have here. So I'm going to take my embossing dabber. You can also use an embossing ink pad. Let's put one here. And another one here. I need 3. You will not be surprised. So the other one needs to go, let me just clean that off. The other one needs to go either here or here because I want a triangle. And I think, yeah, I'll put it here. Okay, let's add our embossing powder. Oh, I love this already. So I'm also editing out as little as possible so that you don't think it looks easy because of the way I'm editing this. Luise did the same thing. So let's do something very similar on this one because they're supposed to go together. So I'll put one here. So I'm always keeping in mind that I want these to be in a triangle on my page because that creates symmetry and a dynamic at the same time. Even if it's only partial circles. And we'll do a partial one here. I don't think I have ever created a speaking and putting embossing powder on does not go well together. So what I wanted to say was, what did I want to say? I completely forgot now. I'm so sorry. Let me quickly get rid of this mess here. Obviously, it wasn't very important what I wanted to say. So let's emboss these. So everything is embossed. I must say you can't really see that these circles are stitched. They have lost their detail, but I'm totally fine with it. I really love these. Now they look more like small coffee rims, you know what I mean? I really like them because they look distressed. I was going to add some speckled egg, but now I'm thinking this might take away from the dragonfly. So I think I'm not going to do that. I'm actually quite happy with how these look. I don't think they need a lot more background going on. Luise added sentiments, quite large sentiments, which she stamped on another piece of cardstock, and then she tore a piece out so that you could see the sentiment through. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to use this new stamp set, which I have not used yet. This is by All and Create. I bought this when I was in the Netherlands recently. It has the number 1204. And I want to spell the... how about... For this one, we say hello, because we have more space here. And since we don't have enough space here, on this one, maybe we just put hi. And I'm going to emboss it. Ooh, but in what color? I have a scrap piece of the same cardstock. Since I don't want to mess up my cards now, I'm going to first try it on this scrap. And I will actually try the speckled egg. And we'll see how dark it is and see if it's dark enough for our sentiment. So let's try the hi and add an exclamation mark. So I'll use my dabber again. Looking good so far. Okay, let's emboss this and see how dark this is. So this is what it looks like. So the hi would go on this card. Interestingly, it looks a bit green now on this beige. No, I'm not loving that. I think black would be too harsh. Let's try gold. I'm happy I tried it out on the scrap first. So I have this one from Hero Arts. I'm very happy with it. As you can see, I've used a lot of it already. Ah, I just love this one. Does it come out enough? I think it's definitely better than the blue, especially when the light hits it. Of course, it's very cute, but it doesn't really come out enough next to the yellow. You know what I mean? I mean, it's very harmonious on the one hand, but I think the yellow is too much next to it. Okay, let's try the black. Maybe it's better than I'm picturing it. Who knows? We won't know until we try. White? I don't know. I have this beautiful embossing powder. It's called Black Sparkle. I love this one. Maybe I should stamp it first before I put the embossing powder on the stamp directly. What do you think? These stamp really well. So this is what it looks like when it's embossed. It's no. This is definitely not the one. I don't like any of these. Okay, last try, white. I don't think that's gonna be it either. Then I need to think of something completely different if that doesn't work either. So here it is embossed. It doesn't shine as much, and this one shines a lot more. Anyway, so no. Oh my goodness, no. What do we do? I should have thought about this when I chose my color scheme. Okay, let me think about this. Should we just go for the fossilized amber? Actually, this looks pretty cute in itself, doesn't it? I can definitely use that for something. So what if we don't emboss? Let me try this on the back here. And I use the same coffee archival ink that I used at the very beginning through my stencil. Because also stamping in black is just going to be too much. I mean, it's the best so far, I think. And if I really want this to be embossed, I could, of course, first stamp it with the regular ink and then put clear embossing powder over it. I mean, stamp the same thing with clear embossing powder. Is that the way to go? Or, you know what, okay, I have one other idea. Maybe this is the way to go. I have the Uncharted Mariner, which is what we used for the dragonfly, as an ink. Let's get rid of this. Oh, it's permanent, Barbara. It's not coming off. So let's use this. Look at that. I like that already. And let's see. Let's wipe this off. Let's see what that would look like if we add clear embossing powder over it. I don't think I've ever done that. Of course, if we're quick, we could just pour the embossing powder over it, but I'm not that quick. So curious about this. We are not giving up. And since I didn't stamp it 100% over the image that I stamped first with the Uncharted Mariner, it now looks like it's dimensional and has a shadow. How cool is that? That was not intended. Love that. That's the way to go. Okay, let's be brave and just do this. We'll add our Uncharted Mariner ink. Look, it's purling on the stamp. It did that before as well, but it still looked okay. So hopefully this will look okay. Wait, where does the high go even? In the middle or down here? Oh no, decisions. No, we'll put it here. Now I'm stamping it right on top of the embossed. So, oh no, that can't be good. Of course, the embossing is on top now. Oh no. I mean, it's not, but it looks like it. You know what I mean? Okay, let's just keep going and see what it looks like in the end. So now we'll add the gel, stamp over that. Of course, we're going to remelt the embossing powder that's already on here, which will hopefully be okay. But you know, as Luise said, wait, let me just concentrate because I don't want to take the white one. I want to take the clear one and they look very similar. So as Luise said, whether it's a fail or not, whether it's a fail or a great result. It's just paper, and we will have learned something new. All right, let's emboss this. So the positioning is not great because this circle goes right through it. Good thinking, Barbara. Good job, good job. So obviously I had forgotten that the stamped image would look like it's underneath the embossed image because of course the ink does not stick on the embossed part. Okay, so there's a learning. I mean, it's something I knew in theory, but you know, when you're in the heat of the moment. But this color is great. It pops because it's embossed now with clear embossing powder, so which makes it darker than the stamped image here. So that really pops. For this one, we wanted to do hello. Hello. I think I will leave the exclamation mark. Oh, but the thing here is that I only have one of each letter. That's not good. Okay, I'll have to do this in parts then. I'm not a fan. So I can do H-E-L. So normally I would put this in the middle. Oh, actually that might work. We're very close to this one, but I think it will be okay. So we start with our Uncharted Mariner. And then we need to do L-O, and if possible, we could fit the exclamation mark. Let's see. No, that's too long. It's not 100% centered, but it will be okay. You know, when you're working within junk journals, it's fairly easy to say, let's leave the perfectionism behind. I mean, it's not easy if you are a perfectionist, but you know, it's a junk journal. So you're like, oh, it's okay, it's a junk journal. But for a card, that is a different story. I feel like a card needs to be spot on because you will see every single mistake. And now I also realize I've made my life very hard now because, yeah, but there was no other way to do it. Now I have to stamp each of these letters individually because there is no way I'm going to be able to place these in the right position when they're together on the stamping plate. You know what I mean? You see that? No. Okay, what do we do? What do we do? Oh, this is annoying. Because I think even if I now wipe this off, I can still see it, and probably the embossing powder is going to stick there. No. Okay, we'll just have to try it and hope it's okay. And the H. Oh, this is nerve-wracking. Yeah, look, you can't see it, but the embossing powder is actually sticking everywhere. So I will do the best I can. It's really everywhere. Like, I have a feeling this is going to be a disaster. Okay, that's the best I got. Let's see what's gonna happen. It's not as bad as I thought. Apparently I managed to get most of it off where it wasn't supposed to be. Okay. Whew. So I have to say, so far, this is far from easy, but it's not because of the techniques that Luise was showing. This is just because I decided to do something differently. So in the next stage, Luise took scissors and she roughed up the edges of the cardstock to make it look more like handmade paper. Let's see if that works with this cardstock. And I was very surprised because Luise did not ink her edge of this card. Like, what, Luise, who are you? I don't know if I will do that. I'm sure it was intentional. Luise would not forget something like that in a video. So I am liking this roughed up edge look a lot more than this very smooth edge. So that's a win. So I will do the same with the second card off camera. So next I'm going to take one of these denim blue mixed media cardstock sheets, because I think this goes, yeah, I think this goes together really well. So I'll put both of these on here, and I will use thread that has a similar color to this Uncharted Mariner. So I've cut these two pieces so that there's just a very thin border around my card. And I'm just going to use some glue stick so that it holds in place while I sew it. So here are my two finished cards. I must say I am super happy with them, even this one. I actually think now it's kind of funny to have a circle right in the middle of the high. I'm not sure which one I like better. I love the color combination. And you see, this is the difference between Luise and myself. Luise thought ahead and she made two horizontal ones, two vertical ones, so that they would be perfect in a square for her Instagram post and for her thumbnail. What am I gonna do? I guess I will make two individual photos, because these two together on a square, nah, they just don't do it. Luise, in answer to your video and to your question, I honestly have to say no, it's not as easy as it looks, but I have the feeling it never is. When I watch a tutorial on YouTube and I try it afterwards, it's never as seamless as it looks in the video, no matter who I watch. But having said that, I've done something I would have not done without your video. I've used techniques which I have not used before with the stamping, and I am in love with the outcome of this dragonfly and the different colors. I love the background technique. I did not like it at first, but now as a background with everything else on it, I love it. It has a lot of interest. I'm just in love. So thank you so much for your tutorial, Luise. Even if it's not as easy as it seems, it was worth putting in the effort and it was worth learning new things. So thank you so much for all that you do for all of us, my little junk journal scientist. Love you guys. Mwah, mwah.